Welcome. We are celebrating Day of the Dead, and we want to show you one of the outstanding altars that we are displaying today. Altars are important in the celebration of the lives of people who were important for us. And Bob Buchanan was a very important figure in West Valley and in Salt Lake City. What he did, he envisioned the creation of the Utah Cultural Celebration Center, and with all of his good accomplishments in life, he was able to gather the resources and the people important to put such a project together. And estamos aquí celebrando en el Centro Cultural de Utah la celebración del Día de los Muertos. Y como ustedes saben, la celebración del Día de los Muertos celebra la vida de la gente que fue importante en nuestras vidas. Y una persona muy importante en Salt Lake City y en West Valley City fue una persona que tuvo la visión de crear un centro cultural para toda la comunidad, en este caso el Utah Cultural Celebration Center, y gracias a Bob Buchanan esto fue posible. Él unió a la comunidad, unió los recursos y unió todo lo necesario para traer a su creación este tremendo centro que beneficia a toda la ciudad de Salt Lake City hoy en día.
My name is Marisa. I am one of Bob Buchanan's children, and he passed away this year in June, and this is the altar we made for him that shows his family and all the contributions that he made with the cultural center here, that this was his dream that he made happen. And so we have built an altar here for him this year.
My name is Susan Klinker, and I'm a program manager here at the Utah Cultural Celebration Center and at West Valley Arts. We're really happy to have created this altar for our good friend Bob Buchanan this year. Bob was a very special person. He was the visionary for the Utah Cultural Celebration Center. So many years ago, he was the Economic Development Director for West Valley City, and he saw that the demographics of the city were changing.
Bob grew up here in Utah in the middle of this state in a small town named Venice, and he was a farmer. So one of his favorite pastimes was farming and growing produce, and he had a huge orchard as well as acres of farm feed. In the photo there you can see he was working on harvesting alfalfa for the animals' feed, and one of the several things he did in his retired years was to rebuild old farm machinery. So that was one of his big projects of him on that harvesting machine.
So going back 20 years, it's he saw that the minority population, ethnic minority populations, were growing in the city, and he felt that it was really important to embrace that diversity and honor it and raise it up as one of the best assets of West Valley City. And at the time, some members of the community had come to the mayor and expressed a need for a place for people to gather and come together to showcase their arts, their music, their dance, their language, diversity in language and foods, and to teach those traditions from the old ones to the young ones and help hold their communities together.
Bob's wife, Robin, my mother, was a teacher, and when she had children, she decided that she needed to find a different program for her children and came up with making her own schools. And so they founded together the Montessori schools in Salt Lake City, and my father helped her build several locations, which they then combined into one location, the Montessori Community School of Salt Lake City. And that was another one of their big life projects that they did together. I have 2 children, so I was able to give my parents grandchildren, and that was what they waited for many, many years. And they have 3 grandchildren now, and thankfully my dad was able to meet all of them before he died, because my second daughter was born right before he died. And so we have a photo of him with her as an infant, and his other 2 grandchildren.
The Cultural Center opened in 2003, and Bob retired shortly after that. And thousands of people have been impacted year after year through his hard work. And he carried the torch for the vision of the Cultural Center for at least 10 years before it was opened. So we owe him a great debt, and he was a wonderful visionary and a good friend.